Hi. Today I'd like to talk about a bird I just saw out my window and share 3 short videos that I couldn't fit anywhere else. So I'm just going to put them together here. And it has a theme. Well, they're all about animals. And a couple of them are about animal babies, and one's about making babies. So we'll start with the bird that I saw out my window. I didn't have my phone, so I couldn't capture a video of it. But I did learn about it. So let's see here. We're gonna go to the interwebs because I'm back in civilization. And civilization has the interwebs, which is really cool. Well, this is the bird that I saw outside my window. It's called the northern flicker. It lives throughout North America. A little bit in Mexico, but all of the United States, and they go up to Canada to breed. And it's pretty big. It was like this tall and like that big around the body, and when its wings were out, it was like this. Big bird. It's a type of woodpecker, and it's got really cool. Oh, here's the range where it lives. There's a yellow and a red one, and so I guess I saw the red one because I live here on the west coast of the United States. But it's got this really cool kind of stripes across his back, and a red spot on the back of the head, but the males have a red mustache, and they have really pretty feathers. I saw one over here, and it was just sitting there, and it was spreading its wings out. Well, actually one wing at a time, and it was beautiful to see all the feathers come out. Here's some other pictures. That one looks like a little baby, but they're woodpeckers. Oh, there's the male. I saw a male and a female. And the male was the one that was spreading his wings out. So I think it was showing its showing off his body. Maybe they're mating. I didn't hear them call, but this Wikipedia page has the sound. Here, we'll listen to what the sound of this bird is. That's cool. Interestingly, this bird. Well, here's a close-up. Really pretty red feathers underneath the eye. This bird, so it's a woodpecker, but it eats a lot of insects from the ground instead of just the trees. And it actually eats like half of its diet is ants. And it can break into the ant colony by pounding into the dirt with its beak. It had a long beak. It was like 2.5 centimeters long, and apparently its tongue is 5 centimeters long or 2 inches long. So it can protrude out from its long beak that's already long to snag ants and other things. They eat nuts and seeds. Interestingly, seeds and berries from poison ivy, poison oak, dogwood, sumac. I was like, wow, how do they do that? Wild cherry, grape berries, hackberries, elderberries, sunflower, and thistle seeds. But they eat lots of insects. And I saw, well, some of them died from window collisions. This one died from window collision. This is kind of like what the male bird was doing outside my window. I'd never seen them before over here. I've never seen one ever, I don't think, until today. Very, very, very pretty. Here's one that made a home inside a tree trunk, and it's looking outside to make sure that everything's okay. I thought that was really cute. And then here's an adult feeding a baby who's hanging out inside the tree trunk. And there's, oh, interesting. It says it's carrying a fecal sack away from the nest. I don't know what that means. Oh, like fecal, like poop. Interesting. So they poo in the nest, and then they clean up by like carrying it away in their mouth. Ooh, that's kind of gross. I wouldn't want to carry my poo in my mouth to take it somewhere else. But I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, look at this beautiful colors. So pretty. This, I would say that the one I saw had a more reddish color, but it wasn't this brilliantly red on the underside of the wings. But yeah, it was very, very pretty. Here's the little red spot on the back of the head. Well, that's the bird that I saw, and Doobie and my wife saw them too. Grateful that they came to visit. It was really pretty. They're pretty. And it was a pair too, a male and a female. I wonder where they live. Well, now I know that those are northern flickers, and that's a type of woodpecker. But they pound the ground too. That's pretty cool. Well, I wanted to share 3 short videos that I recorded back in May, but I just never really. They were just kind of miscellaneous videos, so I want to share them. We're gonna go back to desktop mode, and we're gonna look at these videos. I'm gonna put my headphones on too. This video, I'll give you the backstory. I was getting my tires changed because I had run them bald. I had the original tires from my 2017 Subaru, and I had run them bald, which is not safe. I could feel them slipping, and so I got new tires. But while my tires were being redone or changed out, there's a bakery that's nearby, so I walked to the bakery. And this is in the middle of the city. There just happened to be a little waterway that's there, right next to the road, and a sidewalk. And in between the sidewalk and the waterway, which is next to the road, you can hear the cars going by. I saw these guys. So that's, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little ducklings. There might be a 6th one tucked in there somewhere that I can't see, but there's little duck babies trying to keep each other warm. It was cold that day, cloudy and rainy and cold. And I looked around for their mommy and daddy, but I couldn't find the mommy and daddy. But these ducks, at least they have some grass to eat, or some vegetation to eat, and they got some water. The water's probably not that clean because it's in the city, but it was flowing. It wasn't stagnant. It was flowing water. I just saw a bird fly by, so I was just seeing if it was the northern flicker coming back, but I couldn't get a good view of it. Yeah. They're really cute. I hope that they made it okay, because it's been a couple months now. I really like ducks a lot. Well, these are duck babies that hopefully are not orphaned. Hopefully their mommy and daddy were just out doing something and they'll come back and take care of them. But at least they got each other. Here's another video of babies. Some people might get a little grossed out by this, but this is just life. We have a bunch of little spiderlings. Again, I don't know where the mommy and daddy are, but there's a bunch of spiders, spiderlings. If I were to guess how many, I would probably guess 100. What would your guess be? There's a lot. This is like trying to guess how many jelly beans are in the jar for like a prize. How many jelly beans are in the glass jar? And then like person who gets the closest number wins a prize. How many spiderlings are here? Well, I looked up what do spiderlings eat because I was imagining their mouths are very small. I mean, this is a leaf. It's not very big. And these are very, very tiny. I was like, what do spiderlings eat? So I looked it up. They can eat other little tiny insects, but these are already very tiny. They can eat each other. What they're probably doing is eating a yolk sac. That's probably what they're all surrounding right now. But I don't know. I wonder where their mommy and daddy are. Maybe they just do their thing. The kiddos know how to survive, or at least some of them survive and the others die, or they eat each other. I don't know. Life is interesting. Let's see here. This one's pretty cool. I honestly I recorded this a couple months ago and I had no idea what I was looking at until yesterday because I looked it up. Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. This was recorded at the beach on the Washington coast. And here, Whiskey Ryan, I had camped on the beach. And we were walking back and we saw this. And it looks like one crab, but it's actually two crabs. Right now, we're looking at the butt of the top crab. And there's the face of the bottom crab down here. There's its front claws, and you can see an eyeball here. I don't know where the other eyeball is. But there's one crab sitting on top of the other crab. And this crab looks a little redder than this one. And I was like, are these dead or alive? Or is it like the shell of a crab? So I touched it. I probably should have touched him. I think it's a good idea to leave wild animals alone, but I couldn't resist touching them just to see if it was alive. I saw a lot of dead crabs. So I touched. Oh, but it moves. So I don't recommend touching wild animals, but yeah, these are alive. I didn't know what they were doing, but now I do. They're getting it on. It's business time. What's happening what's happening here is, but so I had no idea what they're doing, so I just tried to Google like crabs having sex, or crabs. Well, what I did was I searched crabs in 69 pose, sex pose, and it actually gave me the answer. The answer is that because crabs have a hard shell that protects them, the male and female, the female can only get impregnated when she's molting, because they have a hard shell, but as they grow, they periodically shed the hard shell so that they can grow bigger and form a new shell that's bigger. But in that process, in between, they're a little bit more vulnerable to predators because their shell is not strong. But that is when the female can be impregnated. They can mate. And so what the crabs do is the male hugs her or embraces her from the top. And they can do this for several days. And they can have sex a couple different positions, like missionary style, or standing up, even like face to face, or a couple different ways. But because the female is vulnerable during the molting and during this mating, the male protects her by hugging her from the top like this. So like if seagulls or something try to come and eat them, he's got a very hard shell when she does. And so they're making babies. This is the front of the male. You can see the male's eyes here. You see the female moving. See her shell is much redder than the male's. But this video is the last video, but it's got a bonus in the video. This one's not about babies though, or making babies. Check this out. Look at this. This is a sea urchin. And I learned about sea urchins yesterday. So they have all these spines that come out, and they move actually, because they have like thousands of, or maybe hundreds, maybe thousands of little tube feet that have suction feet on them. So even though they just look like a ball of spikes, they've got little feet that can come out and attach to things and then pull itself along. It's like a ball. It's like a ball, and I guess it rolls. I don't know if it side scoots or if it rolls. But I learned that it eats plants like seaweed. It likes to eat seaweed. And it's got a mouth on the bottom that has really a circular jaw that just goes and can scrape seaweed and algae off of sea rocks and then crunch them up. So it's got a mouth on the bottom of this ball of spikes, and then it poops out the top. It's kind of the opposite of us. It munches from its butt, or from the bottom, and then it poops out the top of its body. And that's also where it has sex, at the top of its body. Now that got me wondering, why are sex organs close to the poop hole and not your mouth? But that would be kind of weird if like our sex organs were close to our mouth. But I was just wondering why that is. Well, those are the random videos that I had accumulated a couple months ago, and I literally didn't know what to do with them. But I was just sitting here, and I was like, I'll just show them and talk about them. Well, now that I'm home, I have had time to enjoy civilization and read some science articles. So I'm gonna make another video talking about the science article that I found really interesting. Bye.